All right, welcome aboard here to TSC Live. The sun is once again grazing us with its presence for the regular season finale here from Gene Cox Stadium. Fittingly so, the sun is back here on the south side of the capital city of the Sunshine State. A fantastic fixture for you here this evening, and we're hoping we'll get through with little to no interruptions. I'm Andrew Jupe alongside Ben Grubbs, Natalie Everett, bringing you the action here today. My guy, Ben, your namesake, your cousin over there, shout out to Ben over there on the other side of the complex. There, of course, got a birthday party going on.
Yeah, it's maybe a long-lost relation. It's not my birthday today, but Glenn is out here enjoying their birthday on the last Tallahassee home regular season game. A fun way to cap off a nice birthday and a good way to cap off the regular season.
There you go. I wish I had a summer birthday so I could have it here at the Gene, Ben. That would be awesome. But that's for another time. Ben, what's got you excited about the matchup here tonight? Of course, playoffs on the horizon, but of course, troubled seas as we have a familiar opponent coming before us here tonight.
We do indeed, and it's one that, you look on paper, last regular season game, Tallahassee's doing pretty good in the standings. A team we've handled pretty easily, but this is a Valdosta team on the rise. After their 5-0 loss to us, they had a close loss to Sweegans, and then they got their first win of the season against Pensacola Academy, and then a close loss to Pensacola, who one of the top teams in our conference. That's a strong showing for them. They've scored in 3 consecutive games, so this could prove a sterner test than we've seen earlier this season.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can kind of see the approach if you've been watching them on film or trying to pipe in these other games that they have going on, kind of peeking behind the curtain, right, looking for anything that you can kind of latch on to. But you can see they've really embraced kind of the offensive perspective, and it doesn't seem that they're not as much of a kind of bunker in and outlast you, because I think they've kind of seen in this league, and that's the thing, year one as a franchise, so we want to emphasize that as well. Tallahassee going through some growing pains themselves. We come a place as the veterans, some wily vets here in this new league, the League for Clubs here in 2025. But of course, as a budding franchise, you're going to go through some growing pains, but I think that they realize the talent in this league, you can't just kind of sit back and absorb with what we've got going on here. So they're going after it, and you kind of see some players blossoming in that. I know you referenced it briefly. What's a player to watch for you over here for Valdosta?
Well, nowhere else to start but their number one goal scorer, Christian Mata. 3 goals so far in the season, and as we were talking about earlier, an incredible goal against the Academy. So look out, Tallahassee fans. Christian Mata could prove trouble for your Battle Lions tonight.
And he likes playing these panhandle clubs, these Florida squads. All 3 of his goals coming against Florida-based teams. And, of course, as you know, we have another one out here tonight. And, of course, he's been in form. All 3 goals coming in the last 2 matches, off and rolling. As we have the referees here, players starting lineups coming aboard for us today. Right there at the middle of the field. You can see your boys in the white and gold here tonight, and Valdosta going to be in all pink. And, Ben, it looks like we're on the footstep of the national anthem here.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the singing of the national anthem. Here to perform the anthem tonight, Azalea Pratt from Lawton Childs High School.
What so proud
right, and there you go, national anthem off and away by Aaliyah here of the Tallahassee Young Actors Theater. Fantastically done. And, of course, feels a little stronger here just a couple days before America's birthday here, turning 2025, right, Ben?
Something like that.
Didn't the calendar start at year 0, around the formation of the United States? That's what I think my history books told me. That I read the other day. But great game coming for us here today. Your Tallahassee Soccer Club against Valdosta Football Club. That's right, little border war here. And Ben, I gotta say, third date here with Valdosta. Things seem to be getting pretty serious. What you think?
Yeah, they sometimes they say third time's the charm. Hopefully for Tallahassee, it is not the case tonight. We've certainly got, we talked about Valdosta's star player. Well, we've got quite a few good players of our own, don't we, Jupe?
I think so as well. Of course, you think we had the little double trouble last week. 2 hat tricks over the weekend, one from Casper Bolstein, and, of course, another one from Diego Sanchez. Of course, Casper, once again, he's healthy, and you can see scoring in bunches. He's been absolutely going ballistic. And then, of course, welcome back to our guy, friend of the program, Zuri Robertson, back from injuries, finally gotten healthy. We know we love seeing our guy, Zuri Robertson. He's going to be wearing number 2 here tonight, and it will be exciting venture going for us today. And then also the first chance that we've seen Audie Jepson, a 2024 fan favorite. He's once again getting healthy. So, of course, we know the exodus is upon us here, Ben, with a lot of the college players having to report for active duty with their schools and their teams there. So this is the time of the year that we start to see some players trickle out. Of course, Chow to Danny Chetry and Joe Warren, they have to go back and do their duties. So thank you for your service. Danny, Joe, was a pleasure. Joe, having you back. Danny, was a pleasure having you for the first time around. And shout out to the Englishman and the Crofton, Maryland native. We wish you all the best going forward for the rest of your journey. And we love to see you back maybe next summer, but we know how this is a very traverse situation here in the lower leagues, Ben. A lot of drive-through situations here, but that's okay. Once a battle line, always battle line.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Off and getting ready to roll here, of course, the Valdosta in all pink. Volstein and Sanchez going to start up top, the gruesome twosome. And it's a very attack-minded squad that TSC is rolling out here. Of course, we got Marcos between the pipes, Hunter and Santiago locking it down in the defensive back line, and we are off and away here from Gene Cox Stadium. Third time, like my guy Ben said, hopefully the charm here for Tallahassee as they get the early takeaway. Braden Paul, who's going to be the dangerous youngster up top. Audie Jepson look to distribute in the midfield. Of course, touches on the near side from Jacob Santiago. He had a mean header the last time these two teams play. I believe it was goal number 5, Ben, as this one gets cycled around here back to Ciafini. Santiago all the way back to Julian Marcos. Of course, the Mount St. Mary's man, been fantastic in goal all season long. Direct play coming here from Braden Paul, able to get by the initial defender, second one coming soon. And that was very reminiscent of the early action up in the first game of the season. These teams met the first time. Here's Volstein going inside the box, centering ball to Sanchez. And we'll look for the offside flag, and it looks like it's going to stay down. So within 30 seconds, we've got a TSC goal! The dynamic duo. It's Volstein and Sanchez, and they are borderline unstoppable right now. Of course, they combined for 6 goals over the weekend, and they link up there.
Yeah, we've seen from Tallahassee a lot this year. They love that long ball down the left side into that channel. Just so good at finding space and then creating from it. just a classic Tallahassee goal this season. 1-0 to the home team.
Absolutely. You can see the full stretch, exactly what Volstein brings to the table. He's healthy, and he's like a gazelle out there. The long strides, and he's got fantastic distribution. Him and Sanchez have been absolutely dynamic. The gruesome twosome here for your Tallahassee Battle Lions.
And now Sanchez, with 6 goals on the season, is tied for the team Golden Boot.
There you go.
With Volstein.
With Volstein is right. Go with Braden Paul over on that far-hand side. Of course, the aggregate score for these two teams on their previous 2 matchup, 12-2 in favor of Tallahassee. Long ball from Santiago looking for Volstein. Secondary ball falls to Sanchez. It's going to be scooped on out by Valdosta. Little turnaround back to the back line here, and we've been submitted no roster for Valdosta. So, of course, we're leaning on you, the chat. If you are from Valdosta or you know these players, and you can give us, we need the name and the number here tonight. That would be glorious. We'd love to get credit for some of your boys going forward here today. But in the meantime, no roster provided to us. So feel free to punch that through in the chat. We, as always, welcome some participation in the chat. A little attempt on goal there. Almost slid inside that near post. And this is going to be something we can get to a little later, Ben. But I don't think Tallahassee is going to put the brakes on, because there could be a situation where goal differential, as we get down the line, and we'll break down a little later, is going to come into effect. So I would expect them to try to turn it up just like they did over the weekend against the Wiggins.
Absolutely, yeah, and they're good pressure on the back line. Just when he went to take the shot, just pulled it a little bit.
They have a little spell up top here for the visitors from Valdosta. Stepped in here well by Bennett Mitchell. We talk about a number of storylines and things going on. Mitchell has scored in 3 consecutive games. If he can get lucky number 4 here tonight, that would be a franchise record for most consecutive games scored in. This one's going to be dispossessed for Valdosta and spread along the back line. As I'm taking an early look at things, Ben, I'm not seeing lucky number 7 here in the starting lineup for Valdosta, which is the main line man, Christian Mata, that we talked about earlier. Diego Sanchez going after it. And another little half opportunity there for Tallahassee boils into something very, very dangerous. And you can see Tallahassee definitely trying to turn up the heat early here at home.
Yeah, just needed maybe another half yard more of space. But, it's been raining. It's on the turf. Maybe if it hadn't rained, it would have just stopped up a little bit, and he could have scored that one.
Perhaps so, perhaps so. But that's all part of the situation that we have here tonight. So thank you for joining us, however you may be doing. Of course, want to go ahead and issue the trigger warning here tonight. This is a Tallahassee organized and operated broadcast. So though while we will give respect to Valdosta, if you're new to the program or you're unfamiliar with what we do here, think of it just like an FSU or University of Georgia broadcast, right? They're sending their people, and they're going to be doing it from that home perspective. So just so you know, don't get it twisted. We do it for the local radio people here. Shout out to John and the rest of the gang at 93.3 Real Talk Radio, WVFT, for coming aboard with us again here in the 2025 season. We will be simulcasted out here tonight. Threaded through here. It's going to be a long ball coming from Marcos, and we're going to hold play up for a free kick. So if you're just joining us, where have you been? You've already missed a goal by Diego Sanchez, creasing his sheet for the 6th time here this season off the assist by Casper Volstein. And your Battle Lions took them just 2 minutes to gain the advantage. Chip over the top here by Ciafini. Looking for Bennett Mitchell. Like we said, trying to get that lucky 4th goal in a row. Searching for the franchise record here as we go 7th minute of action. And, of course, we're going to get Audie Jepson. Of course, Audi nickname, government name Austin Jepson. Played for Forward Madison back in the day. Got some Tier 2 action. Great player for University of Wisconsin Green Bay. Centering ball. It's going to go on frame. Header down. But keeper in position for Valdosta. Able to scoop it up and keep on rolling.
And very nearly a second goal there for Sanchez. He was right there on the doorstep, and it came in him, but just couldn't get enough on the flick.
To be on the park. Settle back here for Santiago. Santiago and Hunter, been fantastic parts here, the Battle Lion way, and they've really locked down. That was the question mark coming into the season. What's the back line going to look like? We felt pretty good about the keeper situation. We always got a good midfield. I think the attacking play we knew was going to be a highlight here this season, but I think Hunter and Santiago have done really well in the center of the park, and we've had a great rotation of outside backs. Volstein inside the box, dispossessed. Needed to have it, did Valdosta. That was developing into a very, very dangerous situation.
Yeah, it really is. And now Tallahassee setting up for another corner kick. The last one was very nearly a goal. Let's see if Tallahassee can put a second goal in.
So Jepson once again, right-footed outswinger here from the near side. Tallahassee going left to right, north to south geographically. Here, 8th minute action, service into the box, deflection. Volstein got an ankle to it, but a lot of heat on that one from the speedster, Audi Jepson.
Yeah, the deflection just caught him off guard, didn't quite have the feet set there.
So it'll be a goal kick out here for Valdosta, our friends from north of the border. I say friends, we've got a partnership, as it were. Of course, part of the fraternity, Coach V, Coach Voiles, head coach of the Azalea City men, of course, was on that inaugural season coaching staff with your Tallahassee Soccer Club back in the GCPL days. Diving effort here across the face of goal. Sanchez, another opportunity, but slides just by.
Could have had a hat trick already.
Could have been on one.
Could have been, what, second hat trick in how many games? 2 games?
Well, the second of the hat trick.
Ah, yes.
Only the one aboard here. Potentially so, though, Ben. Don't rule it out just yet. Cycled around here for Tallahassee on the near side. Now Valdosta once again gaining control, trying to build up here this near sideline. Santiago, good step here. And it'd be spilled out of play for a Tallahassee throw. Bennett Mitchell wants to go. Sanchez into the box. Right on frame. Lowers the laces. Keeper there. Secondary ball still on. Shot attempt. Connor Perry. Left-footed effort. And Perry loves playing these boys from north of the border. He scored early in Valdosta. And down here in Tallahassee, it's a TSC goal. 2-0 to the good guys here just 10 minutes into the contest.
Yeah, great chest control down by Perry. Great volley into the bottom corner, but huge credit on that goal goes to Sanchez. Could easily have let the initial deflected shot go out for a corner, decided to keep it in, kept the play alive, and Tallahassee now leads 2-0.
There you go. He said, not me, though. Tucks it home, and Tallahassee off and rolling, trying to keep the train on the tracks. And that was one thing. You know, there's still some stakes to play for, but it had the feel of what you could develop into a trap game. Ben, of course, similar to last time Valdosta was here, they came up before the big one. But, of course, here tonight, Tallahassee already having clinched a playoff spot. But as we'll get to later, they can still chase down the #1 seed in the East, which will be huge. Here's Volstein, full throttle. Wants to try to put one on frame. Couple runners in the area, but Tallahassee staying on that front foot. Keeper rolls it out here near side. And the boys in pink try to build it up out of the back, but too much pressure here for Tallahassee. Give them the throw in for about 35 yards out from goal. Bennett Mitchell will take that one. Jepson's going to drop it off to Santiago. Squirts it through here to Ciafini. Back to Santiago. trying to find these running avenues. Here to Connor Perry. He's got a full head of steam, and the Welshman cutting through the midfield. Drops it back off to Lucas Giacomini. Does a little 1-2 here with Jepson. Checking in now with Sanchez. Fantastic ball movement here from TSC. Taking up the part, but Valdosta stabs it away. An opportunity to run on the counterattack. And they're going to have to live on the counter here so far. As we have a stand-up a play here. It was initially offside, and they played advantage, pulled it back. Looks like they got him for a foul back there on the back line. Once again, resuming. Ciafini up over that Lincoln Trojan logo here at midfield. Bennett Mitchell now going near side to far side, around here to Giacomini. Threads it through the midfield now, keeping it on the turf. Squares it off to Ciafini. Looks around, has Perry in support if he needs him. Volstein cutting towards, wants to go long for Sanchez inside the box, but a little bit too much.
Excellent vision there to see that. Really creative pass. A little too close to the keeper to get a good shot off, but you love to see it from your midfielder.
Absolutely. Taken away here by Jepson. Dumped off to Perry. Quickly threads it through to Mitchell. Sanchez. Quick movement here for Tallahassee. Taken away by Valdosta. Looking to go on the counter attack here. Perry in a little battle around midfield. Physical challenge, but Santiago in great position. Able to thwart off his defender. And you love the body control there from Santiago. Really calmly done. Here's a collection from Sanchez. Weaving through traffic, and one of the Valdosta players coming in and picks up a cheap one. Oh, referee wants to give him a talking to, too. Of course, this was one that quickly became a little wild last time. Some early fouls as this one gets spilled out to Braden Paul. With a left-footed effort, almost finds that bottom corner. Really well done by the Wakulla Wonderkind, and just shades away from this near post bin.
Yeah, good job there. Free kick taken quickly. Good job by Tallahassee to capitalize on Valdosta, maybe not being quite ready. And good job to create his own shot, just inches wide.
There you go. He made something out of nothing right there. Valdosta going short, trying to build out of the back. And I got to wonder about that with this quick, energetic Battle Lion team, if that's a good strategy here. This feels like it plays into the hands of Tallahassee.
Yeah, it really does. And I understand what they're thinking. You know, you're down 2-0. You want to get your foot on the ball, establish yourself in the game. So you want to have the possession. You don't want to just bomb it long and then immediately lose it. But like you said, it's with Tallahassee's high press, it's just really feeding into what we want to do offensively.
Yeah, interestingly done. Here's Volstein putting pressure on the back line. They're able to thread it through initially. Valdosta has Tallahassee a little twisted as they got excited with the press, but they win it back here. Jepson has Sanchez and Volstein trying to thwart off defenders, and good to see Jepson with the quick twitch there. You can tell he's getting healthy here. I believe his third game back, but first game back here at the gym. Ciafini now 30 yards from goal, tries to split the double team, but Valdosta will take it away. 40 yards from goal as they try to escape their defensive half. Not many options to go with as they try to springboard the counterattack. Perry puts some pressure on here as Valdosta goes from near side to far side. Now an opportunity for some service. Long ball goes awry, and Marcos there waiting for it about 15 yards from goal.
That was a good little spell for Valdosta, though. The first time they've really been able to string some passes. Let's see if they can build on that.
Now Tallahassee coming out of the back. Bennett Mitchell threads it through to Perry, to Sanchez down here at the near side. Able to keep it in, centering ball, trying to save it. And they must have said it did go out of play for a throw-in. Of course, for those of you, Ben, I know you're watching the lines. What are we working with here tonight?
We are working off of the black lines. I understand it's a little confusing. You got a football field and a soccer field together. If you look for the black lines on the field, that is what we're playing to tonight.
Throw in coming here back to Valdosta. 25 yards from their goal, trying to settle in here. 16th minute already. A 2-goal deficit thanks to Diego Sanchez in minute number 2. Connor Perry minute number 10 for the Battle Lions. Of course, Perry got off to a hot start. Scored the initial goal of the season versus this club, Valdosta. Been a minute since Connor got in the score sheet, though. That's his 5th of the season. Of course, Sanchez on 10. So we've got a pretty clustered up top of the mix there. Sato also hanging around here. We'll see him probably later tonight. He's also got 5 goals. Of course, the goal scoring prowess for Tallahassee from an attacker's mindset may be the best squad attacking-wise here in franchise history, Ben.
I mean, you look at some of these goal totals. It's hard to argue with that. You know, against Valdosta this year, 7 in Game 1, 5 in Game 2, 6 against Sowegans, 4 against Mobile, 9 against Sowegans. This is it's been a tough club to stop if you're trying to play defense against them.
Absolutely. As this one, we have a collision right about 50 yards from goal. Here is a player down. Once again, if you're Valdosta faithful or in the VFC family, you know the players on the roster here, feel free to pipe those into the chat so we can give them credit. No roster provided for the visitors, so only as good as the information provided. Ben.
The excitement of lower league soccer. Who are we playing?
That's the beauty. No one knows. You can't handle it. Yeah, we're trying to get a score update, too, because there's with an interesting storyline with that Union 10 Pensacola Academy going out west, allegedly started at 6 p.m. Eastern. So we're going to keep checking in, see if we get any updates on that, but we are not seeing any information there. We might have to dial up the socials here between stop balls. Tried to thread it through, but sought out well by Jepson. And Jepson's looking fresh. He is the elder statesman, by far the oldest player on the roster here for the Tallahassee Soccer Club, which at the start of the season, of course, that did not include Jepson in the roster, but the second youngest, Tallahassee had the second youngest average player age here for the 2025 season in the Gulf Coast Conference. So obviously that number goes up a little bit with Jepson in the mix. Hey, and all right. Somebody activated the roster, so we've got it now. Touchdown for Valdosta in that regard, roster-wise. So, of course, we'll get to that here. Faulkner in goal. That's going to be the easy one to get a hold of here, Ben. As we progress through over on that far-hand side. Service on the ground, looking for Volstein. Oh, rolls all the way across. Bennett Mitchell going to be able to track this one down. Looks like Ben's got some new cleats. The highlighter version, I like them. Going for the back post. Adventurous. I believe that was Giacomini on the back post. It was the target. Header will go over the bar and be out for a goal kick.
Yeah, and the referee is saying it was a little too aggressive. Maybe climbed over him a little bit. It's going to be a... It looks like a goal kick, but it was a free kick in all actuality.
Get this one going, work it around the back line. Volstein, relentless pressure. And they say pressure is cumulative. Ben forces the errant pass, and it goes out of play. Wins a Tallahassee throw. And you saw the smile from the Berlin boy, Casper Volstein. He liked that one. It's good to see the hustle paid off there, especially in such a short-term manner. Giacomini, some service into the box. Had Sanchez in the area. Mitchell tried to head this one on. Scoop down. Falls right to Sanchez. And they might get him for a handball. And it looks like that they will. It rocketed right up into his wrist.
Yeah, unintentional. Just popped up at the wrong place at the wrong time.
So it'll be a free kick here for Valdosta. Right at the top of the box. Faulkner, the keeper, will take this one to start. Of course, got the green keeper jersey on here tonight. Threaded through into Razar. Razak taking away. Sanchez shot on target, but Valdosta defender able to clean it up. Almost had his second here, minute 22. Off the line, keeper had the goal exposed, and Sanchez almost made him pay. Flipped over the top here for Valdosta. A little bit of individual showcase here for VFC. Flipped on wide, strong step by Connor Perry. And you can definitely see there's been a point of emphasis in the development of his game. Him as a defender has progressed significantly the last couple years here. He's getting some good stewardship. You can tell he's been putting in the work on his end up there at Thomas University. Not far from Valdosta, up there in Little T-Town.
Yeah, just that's not even an hour's drive, is it?
Yeah, it's about an hour's away from the Azalea City. Don't tell our friends from Mobile that they're called the Azalea City as well. Volstein flicks this one on. Sanchez full sprint down the numbers, but collected back by Valdosta. Cycle this one to Faulkner. Will give it a ride out to the perimeter, and a heavy touch going to spill it out of play. Quickly taken by Giacomini up to Volstein, 30 yards from goal. Tallahassee on the attack. And it looks like Volstein got the old foot stepped on there. Comes up a little gimpy. And takes a little rip at goal. Try to catch Faulkner sleeping there. And it'll be out for a Valdosta goal kick.
An ambitious effort, I think we can say.
Yeah.
But, hey, you're up 2-0. Why not? And you've been free-flowing in the attack. Why not take a shot?
Fire the cannons. Let it ride. Can't score without an attempt. Well, it's a lot harder to. Sanchez trying to receive this one and thread it through to Volstein, but gets all the way back to Faulkner, who will keep it on the ground here with his feet in minute 24. Of course, Valdosta currently sitting at 8th in the table. Of course, got the big win a couple weeks ago. Like you said, Ben, they leapfrog Mobile,
who only has one game remaining. They are at the Pensacola Academy on the 5th of July, this Saturday at 8:15 Eastern, 7:15 Central. So Mobile, even if Valdosta loses, Mobile has a chance. They're on 1 point, Valdosta on 3. Mobile could leapfrog out of the bottom.
Bum, bum, bum. Down the stretch. The race. Storylines all over the league, right? So you got the big three up top fighting for the 1 seed. Union 10, Tallahassee, Pensacola, all could go somewhere up as high as first, and all could fall as low as third, which, of course, when you think about playoff seeding, we know the 4 teams are going to be there. It's those big 3. GAFA is locked into the 4. They can't do anything. They're locked in, so they're going to be on the road for the playoffs regardless if they continue on. But, hey, you get in, and then you take care of business, right? But the other 3, a lot of things to play out here. And we'll know basically within the next 2 days. Or actually next 30 hours. Everything should be final, pending weather delays, etc., which Florida, July, LOL. We thought we were going to have one out here tonight. So threaded through. Valdosta, a little dangerous spurt here on the near side. 20 yards from goal. Santiago in the area, dropped off, drifting backward 30 yards from goal. It's a cross-field pass over way on the far side, and trying to keep it in play. Takes a tumble. Braden Paul now in possession here for Tallahassee. Will throw it in. Back to the back line. Giacomini to Connor Perry. To Ciafini, the distributor. Deflection falls to Perry. Now in the attacking half, Bennett Mitchell bringing it through the midfield to Volstein. And he's got some real estate one-on-one with Faulkner. Tries to beat him on his left. Rebound. Mitchell has a chance. Can he make it 4 straight? And for the second time this half, Valdosta clears it off the line with the keeper not present between the pipes. Almost 4 in a row for B. Mitch.
Absolute chaos there in the box.
Chaos.
Volstein did really well to create his own opportunity. Way to stand tall there for Faulkner, and then good covering by the Valdosta defense.
Mitchell's pass gets picked off. He was looking for Volstein there, tried to thread it through, and Valdosta and Razak back in possession for the Azalea City as the offside flag goes up for Valdosta.
And they've been starting to play with these play these long balls a little bit, try and get over the top, and they're getting closer. They've been called offside a lot, but I wouldn't be surprised if they managed to break through and have an attempted goal not too far from now.
Yeah, and they have some dangerous attackers. You got Surma up there. I like his touch. I like his aggressiveness. And then Duvergel, number 6, he's going to be on the left-hand side. He's solid as well. He's got a couple goals in. You see him. It's a shame. I hope from a health standpoint that Mata's okay because I was excited to see him. He's been on a real big tear from Emmanuel University up there in Franklin Springs, Georgia. He's been a really big player for them this season that we talked about the pregame. But, of course, that's been their big offensive 3 here lately. As, like we said, last 3 weeks, ever since that 5-0 defeat down here in Tallahassee, they really kind of take it into second gear, and they're really coming into their own here in their inaugural season. Cycle around the back line here, Tallahassee continuing the pressure, trying to keep everything locked in, that attacking third. Valdosta's defending third. As Jepson, physical challenge here will result in a Valdosta free kick. Quickly taken, spun out here by Lopez, and Connor Perry says, give me that. Taken away. Deflection bounces back to Valdosta. Cross-field pass will hit the right back out on the perimeter. Opportunity to serve if he wants it. Runners up here for Valdosta. Good step in by Hunter. And it'll be held back up for a Valdosta free kick. And that's the thing, Ben. It's like Hunter feels like that high-profile defensive back that nobody wants to throw in the area. We haven't been able to talk about our guy Dylan Hunter at all here tonight.
No, but the way the score sheet's been going so far, we probably will soon.
And an advancing ball here to Sanchez, 20 yards from goal. Offside flag stays down. You have Braden Paul in the back. Here comes Bennett Mitchell into the box. Volstein come in late. Cleared off the back post here by Valdosta. Danger not completely away. Ciafini dumps it back in, 30 yards from goal. Braden Paul, 25-yard rip, and it goes upper 90. And he scores against Valdosta again. Braden Paul for a TSC goal. Deal it up. He got a late one against Valdosta in their first match. And does so again here in match number 3. Minute 30. Braden Paul graces the sheet.
Yeah, not much analysis on that one. Just an excellent rip, top 90.
There you go. And that's how the Wakulla Wonderkin does it. I believe that's number 4 for Paul. Indeed. My guy Ben says thumbs up, 4th one home. And Braden Paul continues to go after it. One of the young stars here from the Big Bend. He's one of our homegrown boys.
Absolutely, and he now moves out of a tie with Mr. Mitchell for 3rd on the season goal tally. He is now alone in 3rd place with 4 goals. Look out, Mr. Sato and Mr. Perry.
Look out. Coming for you. Coming to get you. As we have a water break here from G-Cox Stadium. Reminder, shout out to you, the people. Thank you for joining us, coming aboard however you may be doing so. Like we said earlier, if you're not familiar with the program, we're going to go ahead and issue, once again, the trigger warning. Of course, this is a local radio, hometown broadcast produced by the TSC people for the TSC people. Like we said, we're going to be giving respect to our folks from Valdosta, but don't get it twisted. This is a TSC affair, and we just happen to have another team that shows up here about once or twice a week so far in the summer. So if it's your first time with the program, just wanted to make that very, very clear, of course. But pleased to have you aboard with us for what has been a fun ride here in the League for Clubs of the 2025 campaign, Ben. We've seen some successes here from the Tallahassee perspective. Also been challenged And that old thorn in the side, Pensacola decided to come with us. And the elusive one still escapes us, but we might have another crack at him when we start talking potentially conference finals. But much ball to be played before then.
One
Mr.
game at a
Gross.
time.
Indeed. So we will resume from the water break after the goal score here by Braden Paul Valdosta will get us going here. 32 minutes through, and we'll have about 15 to go here for the remainder of the first half. So if you will, we're on our way. A third of the way home. Threaded around as Valdosta tries to work it out of the back, now attacking this near side. Which they seem to like the left side of the formation from the previous two instances that we've played them. Stepped into it, Volstein looking to throw quick, has Sanchez. Coming in late here is Perry as well, and then he'll go ahead and take a breather once he realized that Valdosta was able to get back in position. Got it going once again here. Mitchell tries to keep this one in play, and they say it's over the line. Of course, the head ref caught that one.
Not often you see that.
No. Gets the action resumed once again.
Quick free kick here for a shove.
On back to Faulkner. Threaded around over to the far side for the right back here for Valdosta. And then here they come back towards the left side of their formation. Perry going to be hounding here in defense. And, of course, we got a number 3 there, but no listed number 3 on our roster. So the struggles continue, Ben.
The joys of lower league soccer,
Indeed.
not the struggles.
Indeed. Opportunity, exactly. Although we are getting the information submitted to us as we speak. Threaded through here to Perry. We'll make sure to have Valdosta good to go second half. Is this a long ball over the top? Looking for Volstein, but in the cookie jar offside for Tallahassee. Quickly taken by Valdosta. Opportunity if they want to go direct. A little too much mustard on the old hot dog. And into Marcos, who felt like it's been about 10 minutes since he got a good touch. Maybe even 15, Ben.
That's just been the strength of Tallahassee. We haven't needed to see the defenders for a while.
Yeah, it's a shame. Marcos is solid. Of course, I think the game, his peak game was that away match at Pensacola, able to keep the clean sheet. Tallahassee get their first ever win in Pensacola. Long storied rivalry. They just keep showing up. We just keep hanging around. Played them now 10 times all time. Of course, if only that could pay off with the little A50 Cup, but a conversation for next year perhaps.
Next year's the year.
Yeah, I'm starting to get convinced. Year 6? Year 6 is the one. I think 2021, 22, 23, 24, 25 were all flukes, Ben. But the sixth iteration of the Cup is the one.
It's the only one that really counts.
There you go. This one's circle back here. Lee Duvergel for Valdosta. Of course, Lee wearing number 6 and Udi wearing number 13. So 2 Duvergels out here tonight for Valdosta. Threaded through, but stepped on well by Mitchell. Sanchez tries to track it down, but a little too strong there, and it'll drift out of play. Valdosta throw in about 55 yards from their attacking goal. Chested down and sent over the top. Marcos in position to scoop it off the bounce. So I know you're probably wondering, where's the score update from Union 10? It's down there in the ticker. They are supposed to kick off with Pensacola Academy at 6 p.m. Eastern. So they should be coming up on a final, allegedly. We're getting no updates. Nothing on the website. The streaming feed is fruitless. And the rest of the opportunities that we've been seeking out, Ben, have not yielded any results. Because that could impact, as we said, potential playoff seeding, especially if Tallahassee comes away with a win and Pensacola Academy wants to play ball.
Again, the joys of lower league soccer.
Indeed. Ciafini tries a threaded here to Volstein. Turns over the top, has Perry here near side who's streaking onto it. Hounding the defender back about 15 yards from goal. Defender, desperation, has to flick it out of play. Quickly taken by Bennett Mitchell into Volstein, 20 yards from goal. Now into the box. Perry in the area, deflection off Valdosta and off Volstein. Trying to track this one back and a little too physical, a little too mosh pit-ish, I guess, for Volstein, for the referees liking. Although it looked like he was having a pretty good time out there, Ben.
I thought it looked fun.
So a free kick from Valdosta about 10 yards from goal, right about the width of the 18-yard box. 38th minute here from the Gene. We'll probably get about 10 to go. Duvergel, Mitchell, a little battle here towards midfield, threaded through. Here's an opportunity for Valdosta. 15 yards from goal, but outside the width of the 18-yard box, Drop back off, Mitchell in pursuit, threaded through. Ciafini scoops it out well. No harm, no foul here for Tallahassee. Volstein threads it through. Had some heat on that one. Pursuit from behind as Perry's taken down. And referee with no indication, both players with some physical challenges. So I guess things have a way of balancing themselves out. Volstein tries to roll it onto his left foot as this one becomes increasingly physical. Here at the Gene. Threaded through from Ciafini to Jepsen. Back to Giacomini. 50 yards from goal now from Tallahassee. 35 yards out. Gives it to Braden Paul. Look at the serve. Great centering ball here to Connor Perry. A little bit of a heavy touch. It's going to be scooped back down. It looks like a flash of studs up there as Surma tracking that one back.
First yellow card of the match.
Hey. Man, last time we were here, it was a fury of yellow cards. Here back with Pensacola. I think it was 19 total.
That sounds
19
right.
19 total cards. I think
including
it was
a red for each team.
Yeah, each team got red. Head coach Pensacola, very rare that Coach Logan gets carded. He got carded. I think all in all there were 10 yellows, 1 red for Pensacola, 7 yellows, 1 red for Tallahassee. So free kick, this one's interesting. Sanchez standing over top of this one. It's about 37 yards from goal. It's about crossbar challenge territory. Lowers the laces, takes a rip. Oh, puts it in the back of the net. Sanchez gets number, I was going to say 7, I believe so. Second one of the game, 7th of the season. It's a TSC goal. Sensational. Sanchez now leads the team in goals. He's got 7 so far. Tallahassee's 4th here in the first half.
And what a way to take the lead in the team Golden Boot competition.
Woo!
Again, with these long strikes, just what can you say? Just run the feedback and watch it again. It'll tell you everything you need to know. Just absolutely fantastic. Incredible strike.
There may not be anyone in the conference more informed. Sanchez's 6th goal in his last 3 matches is a runaway train. Here comes Perry. He wants to go from 25, and that one skirts just outside of upper 90 as we go into the 41st minute.
Well, why not? The other long-range shots seem to be working.
Do it.
Everyone take a crack.
Do it. Throw it in there. Threaded through here. Valdosta now jumping out of the back. You can see we started to get the drums going. Chant for 5 goals. They say 4 just isn't enough. Giacomini, Ciafini, Volstein, top of the 18, trying to do work on his defender. Ooh, tries to slide it in. The old toe poke here on that far post. Faulkner says none of that.
Yeah, looking to catch the goalkeeper by surprise, but didn't quite get enough of a flick on it with the outside of his foot to get it on frame.
But going forward with it, he's a dangerous man. Creating opportunities, setting up other people for opportunities. Him and Sanchez are really clicking. And then, of course, when you get in the service and balls played in from this midfield, from this back line like you have, you know, this is how it goes, man. This is how you score 41 goals in a season to this point.
Let's see if we can bump that number up a little higher.
There you go. Back to Braden Paul. May need that goal differential. Keep an eye on it. For those of you keeping score at home, Tallahassee in the live table is up to a 34 goal differential, leading the conference. Long ball played up and over top here. Mitchell be out for a Valdosta throw in. Quickly taken here. Oh, Coach V. Nice catch there. Looked like a DB from Valdosta High up there, Ben. Of course, Valdosta given the name kind of low-key, I guess, unofficially. Wintersville, you have two fantastic, storied high school football programs as Braden Paul doing in work. And it's going to be chipped away from the last defender after a little run of glory there. Took on about 3 Azalea City men before the fourth one in pink took it away. Mitchell bringing it down. He turns to goal. He's 30 yards from it on the attacking half. Spins out. Here comes the double team. They've been trying to put the clamps on Mitchell. Once again, looking for that 4th straight goal. Would be a franchise record to score in 4 straight. And it looks like Sanchez, Volstein, and the rest of the gang are chasing other franchise aspirations. Back to Volstein. Love the movement. Falls to Jepson. And off the keeper and in. Second gear here for Audie Jepson. It's a TSC goal. Minute 44, I believe.
First of the year.
There you go, Jepson. Of course, he put in a bunch last season, but first in the 2025 campaign. Great to have Audie back. Not the prettiest goal my guys ever scored, but we'll take it.
They all count the same.
Absolutely. And once again, back on the offensive. Going through here for Tallahassee. Drop back into the 18-yard box. And the pressure's back on. Perry takes it away. Ciafini service. Volstein on the back post. Oh, tries to dunk it in. Rebound. Jepson there again. Make it 2. It's a TSC goal. Half a dozen in half number 1.
I don't even think the PA did not even have time to announce Jepson's first goal, and he's already got a second one. Way to stick with it in the box. I don't know that I've seen a shot that close go off the post, but hey, it doesn't matter. It went in the end. TSC 6, Valdosta nothing.
I think it was intentional. Volstein was trying
to
play
called
off the
bank.
post. He called bank. It's like an indoor assist. He wants to throw it off something, and then Jepson coming in, dunks it in. Man on the spot. 3rd gear for Audie. 2nd score of the 2025 campaign. And TSC is rolling here. And so, to the purist, Ben, this may be a little bit of an unsettling 6-0 scoreline here in the first half. But this is the game with beyond the game is because Tallahassee has to chase the goal differential because it could come into play for playoff seeding here down the road.
Yeah, absolutely. And
or it not could come into play. It is in play for the playoff seeding here upcoming next week. Third through, try a little 1-2 with Giacomini, but a little too far will be out for a Valdosta goal kick.
Yeah, and if you looked at the goal difference coming into today, Pensacola top of the table, they had plus 26, Union 10 plus 24, TSC coming into the day was plus 30, and GAFA was plus 18. Now TSC at plus 36, they are just extending that advantage.
Absolutely. Got to give themselves a chance because as we forecasted out, you feel like Pensacola's going to win outright. You feel like Union 10, they've been informed. They may be the hottest team in the conference right now with some context. But both of those teams have been putting it in early and often, getting results, stacking points. And so unless somebody comes up, Pensacola Academy steps up, probably looking at the 3 seed here for Tallahassee. But, you got to put yourself in a position, if you get some help, to be able to seize that opportunity.
Control what you can control, and Tallahassee is doing that and some.
And some indeed. And we'll head to the halftime break. And some more to come here after we do a little radio business. Of course, here on TSC Live. Your boys with a dozen here on a little midweek madness from the Gene Cox Stadium. Andrew Jupe, Ben Grubbs, Natalie Everett bringing you the action here tonight. Thanks for joining us, however you may be doing so. Second half after some quick commercial breaks here on TSC Live or local radio here, 93.3 Real Talk Radio, WVFT. Come right on back.
Is your auto loan interest rate burning a hole in your wallet? It's time to cool down your payments with Blue Coast Federal Credit Union. For a limited time, when you refinance your auto loan with BCFCU, you'll enjoy a full 1% discount off your current interest rate. But wait, there's more. Is your vehicle out of factory warranty? Or are you upside down in your loan? You can get an extra 0.20% APR discount when you add vehicle warranty and another 0.20% APR discount when you include gap insurance. That's a potential total savings of 1.40% off your current rate, all while gaining the peace of mind of warranty coverage for those unexpected repairs. Already have your car loan with BCFCU? We haven't forgotten you. For a limited time, add an extended warranty to your existing loan and receive a $200 discount off the price. And the best part? You can do this without changing your monthly payment, your loan terms, or even having to refinance. Plus, every loan done at BCFCU helps our community. We donate $5 to a local nonprofit charity each and every month for every loan we fund. Don't let high interest rates get you down. Visit mybcfcu.com today to learn more. Apply and see how you can cool off your auto loan rate with Blue Coast Federal Credit Union. That's mybcfcu.com. BCFCU, federally insured by NCUA. Member must be approved under normal credit qualifications. A minimum finance charge of 2.99% APR.
Let's face it, our lives are busy. Whether we are picking up kids from soccer or sharing some family time watching a match, we don't have time to waste. That's why Blue Coast Federal Credit Union fits seamlessly into your busy life. With our convenient mobile app, online banking, and personalized service, managing your finances has never been easier. Join us today and experience a new wave of banking with BCFCU. Learn more by scanning the QR code below. BCFCU is federally insured by NCUA.
From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. With a patient-centered approach and unparalleled orthopedic and sports medicine care, our team of 70-plus physicians and providers are here to help you live a healthy and active lifestyle. With over 225,000 patient visits a year and servicing North Florida and South Georgia, you can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs.
Let's face it, our lives are busy. Whether we are picking up kids from soccer or sharing some family time watching a match, we don't have time to waste. That's why Blue Coast Federal Credit Union fits seamlessly into your busy life. With our convenient mobile app, online banking, and personalized service, managing your finances has never been easier. Join us today and experience a new wave of banking with BCFCU. Learn more by scanning the QR code below. BCFCU is federally insured by NCUA.
Is your auto loan interest rate burning a hole in your wallet? It's time to cool down your payments with Blue Coast Federal Credit Union. For a limited time, when you refinance your auto loan with BCFCU, you'll enjoy a full 1% discount off your current interest rate. But wait, there's more. Is your vehicle out of factory warranty? Are you upside down in your loan? You can get an extra 0.20% APR discount when you add vehicle warranty and another 0.20% APR discount when you include gap insurance. That's a potential total savings of 1.40% off your current rate, all while gaining the peace of mind of warranty coverage for those unexpected repairs. Already have your car loan with BCFCU? We haven't forgotten you. For a limited time, add an extended warranty to your existing loan and receive a $200 discount off the price. And the best part? You can do this without changing your monthly payment, your loan terms, or even having to refinance. Plus, every loan done at BCFCU helps our community. We donate $5 to a local nonprofit charity each and every month for every loan we fund. Don't let high interest rates get you down. Visit mybcfcu.com today to learn more, apply, and see how you can cool off your auto loan rate with Blue Coast Federal Credit Union. That's mybcfcu.com. BCFCU, federally insured by NCUA. Member must be approved under normal credit qualifications. Minimum finance charge of 2.99% APR.
From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. You can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs.
Let's face it, our lives are busy. Whether we are picking up kids from soccer or sharing some family time watching a match, we don't have time to waste. That's why Blue Coast Federal Credit Union fits seamlessly into your busy life. With our convenient mobile app, online banking, and personalized service, managing your finances has never been easier. Join us today and experience a new wave of banking with BCFCU. Learn more by scanning the QR code below. BCFCU is federally insured by NCUA.
Is your auto loan interest rate burning a hole in your wallet? It's time to cool down your payments with Blue Coast Federal Credit Union. For a limited time, when you refinance your auto loan with BCFCU, you'll enjoy a full 1% discount off your current interest rate. But wait, there's more. Is your vehicle out of factory warranty? Are you upside down in your loan? You can get an extra 0.20% APR discount when you add vehicle warranty and another 0.20% APR discount when you include gap insurance. That's a potential total savings of 1.40% off your current rate, all while gaining the peace of mind of warranty coverage for those unexpected repairs. Already have your car loan with BCFCU? We haven't forgotten you. For a limited time, add an extended warranty to your existing loan and receive a $200 discount off the price. And the best part? You can do this without changing your monthly payment, your loan terms, or even having to refinance. Plus, every loan done at BCFCU helps our community. We donate $5 to a local nonprofit charity each and every month for every loan we fund. Don't let high interest rates get you down. Visit mybcfcu.com today to learn more, apply, and see how you can cool off your auto loan rate with Blue Coast Federal Credit Union. That's mybcfcu.com. BCFCU, federally insured by NCUA. Member must be approved under normal credit qualifications. A minimum finance charge of 2.99% APR.
Let's face it, our lives are busy. Whether we are picking up kids from soccer or sharing some family time watching a match, we don't have time to waste. That's why Blue Coast Federal Credit Union fits seamlessly into your busy life. With our convenient mobile app, online banking, and personalized service, managing your finances has never been easier. Join us today and experience a new wave of banking with BCFCU. Learn more by scanning the QR code below. BCFCU is federally insured by NCUA.
From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. With a patient-centered approach and unparalleled orthopedic and sports medicine care, our team of 70-plus physicians and providers are here to help you live a healthy and active lifestyle. With over 225,000 patient visits a year and servicing North Florida and South Georgia, you can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs.
Let's face it, our lives are busy. Whether we are picking up kids from soccer or sharing some family time watching a match, we don't have time to waste. That's why Blue Coast Federal Credit Union fits seamlessly into your busy life. With our convenient mobile app, online banking, and personalized service, managing your finances has never been easier. Join us today and experience a new wave of banking with BCFCU. Learn more by scanning the QR code below. BCFCU is federally insured by NCUA.
Is your auto loan interest rate burning a hole in your wallet? It's time to cool down your payments with Blue Coast Federal Credit Union. For a limited time, when you refinance your auto loan with BCFCU, you'll enjoy a full 1% discount off your current interest rate. But wait, there's more. Is your vehicle out of factory warranty? Are you upside down in your loan? You can get an extra 0.20% APR discount when you add vehicle warranty and another 0.20% APR discount when you include gap insurance. That's a potential total savings of 1.40% off your current rate, all while gaining the peace of mind of warranty coverage for those unexpected repairs. Already have your car loan with BCFCU? We haven't forgotten you. For a limited time, add an extended warranty to your existing loan and receive a $200 discount off the price. And the best part? You can do this without changing your monthly payment, your loan terms, or even having to refinance. Plus, every loan done at BCFCU helps our community. We donate $5 to a local nonprofit charity each and every month for every loan we fund. Don't Don't let high interest rates get you down. Visit mybcfcu.com today to learn more, apply, and see how you can cool off your auto loan rate with Blue Coast Federal Credit Union. That's mybcfcu.com. BCFCU, federally insured by NCUA. Member must be approved under normal credit qualifications. Minimum finance charge of 2.99% APR.
From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. You can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs.
Let's face it, our lives are busy. Whether we are picking up kids from soccer or sharing some family time watching a match, we don't have time to waste. That's why Blue Coast Federal Credit Union fits seamlessly into your busy life. With our convenient mobile app, online banking, and personalized service, managing your finances has never been easier. Join us today and experience a new wave of banking with BCFCU. Learn more by scanning the QR code below. BCFCU is federally insured by NCUA.
All right, and we're back on TSC Live. Hope you were enjoying the commercials during the interlude. 6-0. Your boys on top. TSC frenzy of goals here in the first half. Andrew Jupe, Ben Grubbs, Natalie Everett bringing you the action here today. Of course, here on TSC Live, as always, but also, of course, our 2025 simulcast partners, of course, 93.3 Real Talk Radio. It's not fake talk, it's real talk, Ben. Of course, coming aboard with a shout-out to John and the gang for hooking it up, making it happen, and giving the people what they want, which is some Tallahassee Soccer Club. And how could you not blame them? A half dozen here. They can't help but rein in the goals when the people are listening on 93.3 Real Talk Radio.
Yeah, it's been nothing if not an exciting and enjoyable, action-packed listen for those of you on 93.3 and for those of you joining us on YouTube as well. 6 goals for Tallahassee, and let's see if they can set their sights on breaking their season record against Valdosta, which was 7 in the opening game of the season on the road at Valdosta.
Yeah.
Now the record for the season for all opponents is 9 that they set in the last game against Sowegans. Could that be on the cards?
Ooh, perhaps so. I'm trying to think back. Unofficially, I think 10 is the franchise record, but of course that was a friendly against Mobile back in 2023, I believe. From my recollection, that's the franchise record. But, you know, on the third date here with Valdosta, could be something that we're flirting with here tonight, Ben.
Oh, 6 goals in the first half, on pace for 12.
Yes.
Not to look too far ahead, but I'd say we're more than flirting with it at this point.
Current projections would have us there. And then that's what we keep referencing it. It feels like the strange elephant in the room here because we're trying to make it happen up here at the table, right? So we're 2 points back of both Pensacola and Union 10. So Tallahassee, if they want any chance at hosting here in the short term, got to get the win. We have to jump up to that 25 spot. Then hopefully you get some help from Pensacola Academy. They're playing Union 10. And, of course, on the other side, Sowegans, they're playing Pensacola. If those teams could tie, Tallahassee's up on to the number 1 seed based off of goal differential. Despite trailing Pensacola in the series of goal differential, we're talking for the league picture as it comes into play. Of course, head-to-head not factored in here. The goal differential is the determining factor. Since we've got a victory against them, they've got a victory against us, they go to season goal differential. So if you're wondering what's going on, or you're a Pensacola fan, hey, they pulled the rug on us. Hopefully, we'll have an opportunity to say that, but it ultimately comes down to if those teams take care of business, my goodness, like they have been, it should be kind of irrelevant from a Tallahassee standpoint, unfortunately, Ben. But, of course, like you said, we got to take care of business. We got to be ready if the opportunity presents itself, and let's go. So, speaking of let's go, we're getting ready for half number 2. Here from midfield, TSC is going to get us going. And what are the chances they line it up and try to shoot right off the kickoff here? We got a strange indication that we don't usually see from the front line. So I'm wondering if something wild's in play here for the opening kickoff. Jepson's going to go quickly here to Volstein and cycle back around. For a second there, Faulkner was kind of creeping up out of the goal. I was wondering if they're going to take a rip or not. But we're off and away, half number 2 here. Tallahassee leading 6-0 over the visitors from Valdosta. Of course, third time these teams are getting together. Second time back at our place, Ben, and I think it's going pretty well. Going pretty well for the third dates.
Yeah, the first 2 games, there was a goal difference of +5. We're up to +6. It's going even better than we thought.
Well, Ben, what was your score prediction pre-game? I hope we don't hit it, but we're getting pretty close to it.
Yeah, I was thinking 6-1, but I prefer 6-0.
There you go. As this one gets threaded through to Jepson. And taken back here by Valdosta. Tallahassee going right to left here in the second half. South to north geographically. Service with the left foot. Able to get underneath of it was Connor Perry. Good attacking header there. Will be scooped up here by Faulkner, who's back in between the pipes. Speaking of keepers, we've got a keeper change here for Tallahassee. Eric DeCoke in for Tallahassee. Another substitution, Mirai Sato up top here for Tallahassee. So 19 and 1 are in. So 22, Marcos is going to take a seat. And then I believe Sato has come in for Sanchez, if I'm not mistaken.
That is what it looks like to me as well.
So Sanchez, number 10, is done for the day. All he did was get 2 goals. So they say that's enough. Would have been the first time ever in franchise history that a player got back-to-back hat tricks. But I guess we'll lean on Volstein with 3 second-half goals if that's to take place here this evening. TBD. Also, Jerry Zuia into the match here for Tallahassee as well. He's going to be on that far side midfield. So I believe he came in for Bennett Mitchell. And so these are a lot of players I think they are trying to protect because the card count was getting up, Ben. And with playoffs on the horizon, we don't want to get caught in the cookie jar here with any accumulation shenanigans. I know that was kind of an underlocking storyline as Tallahassee or some of the batter boys, if you want to say.
Well, you rack up, what was that, 9 cards against Pensacola. That'll set you back a bit.
Yep, that'll get the ticker going. That's for sure. This one's off and out of play here for Valdosta. Braden Paul to take the throw in here. Like we said, 3 second-half substitutions. Sato, Zuia, a.k.a. Jerry, and DeCoke in. Whoa, look out, crowd. Marcos, Sanchez, and Mitchell out here for Tallahassee. That was a live one, Ben, coming right here at the near side stands.
Yeah, it really was. There were some people turned around with their backs to the field. I was like, a little concerned for a second.
That's the thing. You're up on top of it. Here, if you've got a defender making an assertive clearance, it's not like football where it's a deep kind of lob pass. Like, these are darts coming at you. Easy now. That fence is not very high.
It is not.
Valdosta here on the defense, trying to bring it out from their back line, 20 yards from their goal. Springs it up through the midfield. And we do have Valdosta's roster for the most part, except we do not have the number 3, which was on here in the first half. But we do have a couple substitutions. Seth Rome, who's wearing number 27, has taken a seat. He was one of the center backs, or he was one of the backs that was in earlier in the game. And I believe Vickers came in for him. He's wearing number 12, getting ready to take the goal kick here now. As we are piecing together this Valdosta roster, trying like we're piecing to score together this Union 10 Pensacola Academy game, which is proven to be very elusive, could be very impactful on TSC's playoff picture as they try to chase the 1 seed. But no updates. That game allegedly kicked off at 6 p.m. Eastern, so it should be final pending. There were no weather delays. I know we had some nasty stuff coming through right about 5 o'clock our time, which would have been 4 o'clock their time, just before kickoff. If they got some of that weather there earlier, I could definitely see that being a factor as Valdosta tries to thread it through. And they're going to call back a handball here for Valdosta. Get that one on Maldonado, number 21, one of the new substitutes here for VFC. Of course, VFC, a scrappy, young bunch. Like we said, first year in the league. And a tough task, having to play one of the top dogs, and picked off. Valdosta chance to score and puts it in with the left foot. Over on that far side, it's going to be Lee Duvergel for Valdosta, and 6-1 your predicted score line, Mr. Grubbs.
Yeah, unfortunately, once we got to 6-0, I was hoping to be wrong. But yeah, just let it get away from them at the back, and then a good finish from Valdosta to make it 6-1.
Yeah, there you go. The visitors presented opportunity, and the visitors capitalize.
And that is Duvergel's second goal of the season.
So once again, get resumed here from Tallahassee. 52nd minute. Lee Duvergel puts it in here for Valdosta. And so Valdosta has 3 goals against this Tallahassee Soccer Club squad this season. One of the higher scoring totals of any team in the league against your Tallahassee Soccer Club. They scored on us more than Pensacola has.
Certainly. Yeah, and for them, when they started the season, they had a tough run of games. They went scoreless in 4 of the first 6, but now this is the 4th game in a row they've scored in, so they're building towards the end of the year with their attack.
Absolutely. Threaded through, looking for Jepson. Nice ball coming there. I believe it was Paul in the delivery there. To look to get jump-started here offensively. And Audie tried to kick it into 4th gear there, but the youngsters a little more sprite here as he's continuing to go through the rehab.
Little high five that he gave there to the midfielder who was defending him. Little respect for a good competition. And again, for those of you in the chat from Valdosta, if you know who number 3 is, please let us know. We do not have him on our roster that was the roster that was provided to us.
We need it. We need it if you want him to get love. Secondary ball one here by Valdosta. Ciafini, good takeaway in turn. Now in the defensive half, distribution through. Now in the offensive half to Marai Sato. One of the top goal scorers here for Tallahassee. He had to get into the second half because Sanchez, Volsky, and the rest of the gang were putting too many numbers up. He had to keep them within arm's reach for the TSC Golden Boot. Ciafini scoops out the clearance. Unable to get out of a jam is Valdosta, and it'll be a Tallahassee throw-in about 35 yards from goal. They're on their attacking half. Minute 54. They lead 6-1. They scored a half dozen in the first half, but Valdosta with a little clapback here in the second frame to give us that familiar 5-goal spread, which were the spreads of the previous 2 results.
And, we were talking earlier about needing to pay attention to the stands. A young person just had a phone knocked out of their hand by a bouncing ball. You got to keep your head on a swivel at the Gene.
There you go. Don't give anybody that ammunition. Put your phone down, kids. Uncle Ben says so. As this one's threaded through, Jerry with a little behind the back. This is in range for Jerry from 25 yards out. Left-footed effort looked to be deflected. And this one will spill out for a corner kick. The old Charleston chipper, as they call him, Ben. Of course, the West Virginia man with 2 long-distance goals this season.
Yeah, and if that one's on frame, the goalkeeper was really thrown off and rooted to the spot by by the sudden change of direction. Could have very easily been goal number 7.
And so Jepson to take this. It's a right-footed outswinger. Dead center about 8 yards out. Looking for Giacomini. He'll be collected. Jepson looking to reload. Centering ball for Sato. Defender able to scoop it out. Brandon Paul off the volley from 25. Deflected out. Tallahassee, the threat still onward. Yakamini, the defender, showing a little skill. Goes corner of the 18, looking for some service. Turns into a shot attempt. Spills wide of the near post, but an exciting set of circumstances here for TSC.
Yeah, some serious venom on that shot from Paul. Goalkeeper Faulkner did a good job to just to keep that one out of goal. That one had some serious sting on it. To not just keep it out of goal, but to keep it from spilling near him, and he got some good distance on that. And Valdosta was eventually able to weather the storm.
Absolutely. So a takeaway here from Tallahassee is we have some jousting right around midfield. Sato, and then scoop back in here by Perry to Jerry to Volstein, and he's got a full-on sprint. Has Sato in the box. He wants to go near side off the soccer upright. Little crossbar challenge. Check box there. To Casper Volstein will be out for a near-sided throw-in, and it should be Valdosta ball with a couple of substitutions pending. That looks like the Brock star and, of course, the youngster. Caleb Ellisteen, number 20, and Brock Williams, number 11, getting ready to come into the ball game. A good service here by number 15, Connor Perry. Is that Santiago taking a seat? Yeah, it looks like Santiago, number 4, going to take a seat. So that's a defense to offense sub, so it'll be interesting to see how the formation twists and turns, but we'll make sure to keep an eye on that one as we flow forward. Might have somebody pinch him back. They might pull Ciafini back onto that back line.
Williams coming in has 1 goal on the season. Ellisteen with 2. Ellisteen also our backflip champion.
Oh, yes. Of course, had the one-footed landing. Do you remember who the opponent was?
I want to say it was Valdosta.
It might have been. Might have been Valdosta, game 2, which would have been match day 5. Near post shot attempt here from Volstein. Kick save by Faulkner. And it'll be out for a Tallahassee corner here in minute 57.
Tallahassee's done a really good job with the volleys and quick half-turn shots. Good instincts from this squad tonight.
Little 1-2. Jepson plays small ball out of the corner. Look at the turn. Top of the 18. Oh, there's gear number 4. Audie Jepson opened the account, and he can't stop. Hat trick is on for the Audi, and it's a TSC goal! 7 for Tallahassee and 3 for Austin. Audie Jepson, and shout out Green Bay, Wisconsin, as the man from Dairyland puts in his 3rd here tonight, Ben. And he looks all the part of being in midseason form.
Yeah, you love to see it from a player coming into the season like this. A hat trick out of nowhere, all of a sudden, no goals to 3, just like that. Another one where it was just a quick volley and turn. Just excellent stuff there from Jepson.
And that's what you expect from your wily vets. Come in, get yourself healthy, and we can see, just like we saw back in 2024, what Jepson can do when he's healthy. And he's rolling here in the 2025 campaign. So he leaps himself forward here into, once again, the goal race. As this one attacking position, here's Williams, the Brock star, inside the box. Drops it off to the new substitute Ellisteen. Service from 20 yards out. Towering switch here to Paul. And then Wakola Wonderkin tries to get underneath this one and bring it down. But a little too much heat on that one. Will go out for a Valdosta throw. Throw in coming here from Tallahassee. Yakamini gives it off to the goal scorer ×3. And is the 3rd Tallahassee player in the last 2 matches to topple in a hat trick. And, man, Tallahassee likes playing these Georgia boys, dude. 9 against Sowegans, 7 here tonight against Valdosta. Of course, Sowegans, that was a get-back game. That was a revenge game. Of course, Sowegans did really well up in Leesburg to hold them to a 1-1 draw for the second time that they played. And that's what's got Tallahassee in this precarious position, chasing points on Union 10 and chasing points on Pensacola right now, is because of that draw that you thought would have been a victory here for Tallahassee. But Swegens played really well. They loaded it in, packed it up. Luckily, Bennett Mitchell got a late goal to tie that one up. So Tallahassee trailed for almost the entire game as a shot attempt flares across goal. That one was Volstein, but it looked like deflected by Valdosta. Will be a throw-in over on the far side for the good guys.
Yeah, and, as frustrating as that draw is, and you mentioned it, the fact that they were down for so long, but they were able to come back. That's the mark of a good team. They didn't get the win, which you look at the other two games against Swegens, probably should have won that game. But still, to rally like that, get a point on the road, that's the sign of a top-tier team.
There you go. And shout out to the Dothan faithful coming through into the chat. We like a good chat. Of course, the summer team going over to play Dothan over the weekend, and the Dothan people are saying there's fireworks out there post-game. So shout out to the Alabama viewers. Unfortunately for you, you don't really have a scouting opportunity for you here tonight. There's going to be a different set of players for the summer squad, but we appreciate the sport. And, of course, looking forward to an exciting game for our franchises over the weekend. That's what it's all about, man. Regional soccer play. Let's grow the game. You think back a couple years ago, for the regional soccer, we didn't have a team in Leesburg. We didn't have a team in Valdosta. Look at us now.
10 years ago, we didn't have a team in Tallahassee.
There you go. 8 years ago, we didn't have a team in Tallahassee. Beautiful. Love to see it. Love to see it. Let's keep growing it. Let's grow it right. I'm liking our new league affiliation. Seems a lot more productive than the X. I don't know if it's the honeymoon phase, Ben, but the new boo's got it going on. I'm glad we dropped the X. And onward. So free kick here for Valdosta, 40-plus yards from goal. Playing a little direct, looking for Cerna up top. He's working on a yellow. Of course, this will be the season finale for Valdosta in their opening campaign, who's really starting to hit mid-season stride. Kind of that match day 6 onward for them. 6, 7, 8, 9. Got that win that we talked about against the Academy. Played Pensacola really tough. Pensacola Football Club, the senior team. Just all Tallahassee here tonight. Sato from midfield plays up into the attack in half. Here's Braden Paul. Controls it with the right. He's got Williams and Sato coming into the box late. He's got Elistine on the backside. There's Elistine. Oh, he rips it off the post. Bounces out and will get out of danger. And Elistine almost creases sheet again.
That left post, it robbed us of a backflip.
Ah, second ball. Yes. It could have been a backflip from Elistine. Of course, got his first franchise start against Valdosta, match day 1, up there north of the border in Hahira. Not Valdosta, but it is in Lowndes County. Going back post. Drifting at the corner of the 6-yard box. Volstein tries to dump it back into the blender. Jepson from 20 yards out. Serve it. Backs in. Sato. It's a free header. He's offside.
Yeah, unfortunately, he just drifted offside, but still a great leaping across the goal header nonetheless.
Yeah, great technique. Sato really showing off. The University of Hawaii Hilo man. The Vulcan. Of course, they're playing the goal music. They triggered the sequence. And so the referee was trying to talk to Faulkner, and he couldn't hear him because they were blasting the PA soundtrack. Substitution pending here for Tallahassee. Coming in, Big Mo. Mo Gibre in for Volstein. Volstein talking to Coach. He's like, Coach, I didn't even get one tonight. What are we doing? You can't pull me out. I need this. And so once again, the elusive double consecutive hat tricks will escape the Battle Lions once again. The record is safe. And unfortunately, no record for Bennett Mitchell to be had tonight. Could have been the first player in franchise history to score in 4 consecutive league matches. But perhaps a tale for a later time. We do have some players that are eligible, though, still. Sanchez could be eligible for such things this season. Sanchez has now scored 3 in a row. So, potential. Sado, he's got an active one. As does Elistine. Of course, scoring in the 84th minute against Sowegans in the big one north of the border. Sado with the takeaway has Mo and the Brock Star. Long ball is able to chase it down. That's what fresh legs will do for you. Centering ball twist as he undercut it a little bit, and spin's going to take it out of play.
Yeah, good hustle, though, from Williams. That one looked to just be going out of play, little throw-in or maybe a goal kick. Williams said no and just powered towards it. While the cross eventually went wide, great effort to get to it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what you like to see. And don't think that old Uncle Coach Joe isn't going to put that in the notebook. Part of the battle line mentality is to go get it. Continue fighting the pillars that he's built the franchise on. And you can't argue with the foundation and the walls he's starting to put up. Third consecutive playoff clinching for Tallahassee. Still looking for that elusive first ever franchise playoff victory, though. Of course, all playoff matches, all 3 of them, have been on the road. So if by some miracle Tallahassee could pull back and get that home playoff game, maybe that could change the destination. How about the youngster, Elistine, going to get the free kick here.
And don't be fooled, we have seen in this game a goal scored from this range.
There you go, 32 yards out. Width-wise, it's about the width of the 6-yard box. Screamers going on frame. Williams tries to pick up the rebound. He's got Mo in the middle. Chips it to the back post. Will be spilled out here. Elistine wins it back in a physical challenge. Mo trying to chase this one down. Giacomini from 34, and it towers over the top. Out of play for a goal kick here by Valdosta.
Yeah, and Jepson, as he watched that one go a little high, said field goal. It went through the uprights. Not a field goal, but Tallahassee does have a touchdown on the night.
There you go. Nice. Nice pull there. Ball back in play. Scary attempt there for Valdosta. And it'll be a corner kick for Tallahassee over on the far side. Of course, they're in the north end zone attacking the left goal. Elistine, the Rickards Raider, here to serve. 68th minute, right-footed outswingers going right down Main Street. Hunter had a shot at it, grazes off the old forehead, and we'll have a substitution coming for Valdosta. Looks like number 19, Alex Lecote, will come on. And then also, all right, Big Z. He's healthy, and he's going to get into the ballgame here for Tallahassee. Of course, number 2 with the highlighter cleats. Always good to see Zer Robertson. And glad to hear he's on the rebound. Anytime you get into a health situation, it's tough, Ben. Especially for a player who really embodies the TSC spirit. And just works. He's just a great performer out there for the franchise. Lets his game do the talking, his effort do the talking. Great teammate from anybody that you talk to here within the franchise. Threaded out. Here's Paul inside the box looking for some service. Back against the grain. Deflected by Valdosta up over the goal. And it'll be out for another goal kick.
See if they go back to Hunter. He was so close on the last one.
Indeed. Just skipped off the old forehead. Hunter's got a vote for me. Top 3 best hair. What'd you think? Does he make your top 3? Oh, Hunter again, a shot at it. Volstein, also an opportunity on the back post. And they say last touch by Tallahassee. Another substitution. And here's the Valdosta sub coming in. Lacote that we were looking for. And it looks like Maldonado, I believe. Number 21. Going to take a seat. And I thought Maldonado came in the second half. I wonder if he's hurt. I thought he was a halftime sub. I'll go back and check the record books. Match report afterwards. We can get the answer on that one, but I could have sworn that was the case. Free kick here coming from Tallahassee, 22 yards out. Ellisteen on top of it once again, as is Williams. Williams' goal on the year. You remember, Ben? The goal that Williams had?
Enlighten our viewers and listeners. We don't want to forget about our listeners on 93.3.
Penalty kick goal against, any guesses? It's a late one, 89th minute.
Sweegans?
We're looking for Mobile.
Mobile.
Looking for Mobile. One of those Bama boys. Service coming from Williams. It's a screamer on the ground. Going near post. Keeper spills it. Paul able to get the rebound. Williams, corner of the 18. Dumps it back in. Looking for Sado. Doesn't go through. Ellisteen takes a rip and is chopped down in the box. Looks like the head ref didn't have a good angle on it. He was looking to his assistant for help. Elliseen's still down. To me, it broke the threshold. Ben, what you think?
Yeah, I would say so. There was a pretty hefty whack there. I think that one probably should have been called, but a lot of bodies in the box. Referee probably didn't have the best angle of it. We were fortunate with kind of our bird's eye view up here.
We're like birds. What kind of bird do you see yourself as up here, Ben?
An eagle.
An eagle.
It's Independence Day weekend.
Nice. Yeah, USA. Braden Paul, an aggressive take. Will be spilled out of play. They say last touch by Tallahassee. And Braden Paul not making any friends with the defense of Valdosta there. Ball going back. Kept in play well by Ciafini. Back to DeCoke. Yeah, don't forget, he's been in goal this half. Hasn't gotten much attention since the first couple minutes. Looking for Sado. Great body positioning to bring it down. And the Vulcan man serves it out here to Braden Paul. Tries to cut back against the grain and slid out there as Lopez on the clearance for Valdosta. Tallahassee's going to take the throw in. Paul into Sado. Corner the 18. Spins back out 20 yards from goal. Falls to Braden Paul. He'll backtrack 30, now 40 yards to goal for Ciafini. On over to Giacomini, cross-field service. Able to find Ellisteen. The youngster does well to keep it in. Nice one-on-one battle. 25 yards from goal, now 20 from goal. Shot attempt on frame. Keeper spills it. Williams sliding effort outside of the goal. Great effort. The new two substitutes both getting an opportunity here in the 73rd minute, but it'll be out for a Tallahassee corner on that far side.
Yeah, and again, Williams continues to show great hustle out here in this one, just the way he chases down these loose balls.
And we have a player down in the box here for Valdosta, and it looked they're going to overrule it, so it will not be a corner. It looks like a foul occurred in the box. So they're going to bring this one back, and it'll be a free kick for Valdosta. Gets up to about midfield. The bounce finds Zuri Robertson. His first touch of the match. Braden Paul trying to back his defender down, doing some low post moves there. Referee says, this isn't basketball, son. And he'll call this one up. It'll be a Valdosta free kick as we are seeing what is a gorgeous sunset out here at Gene Cox Stadium. Over to the right of the screen. If we have a chance at it, it's going on to the right-ish side, way up in the sky, as sunsets usually do occur. Valdosta throw in here, 75th minute. They're in TSC territory, deflected off of a defender for the Battle Lions. Ooh, that's tough break. That definitely hit a Tallahassee player. I don't think the assistant referee saw it, though, so it'll be a goal kick for Tallahassee. No VAR here in Tier 4 of the pyramid yet, Ben. Yet.
Well, they're welcome to watch our live stream whenever they want. We only have one camera angle.
For
but,
now.
Yeah, for now.
Elistine, Sato, looking for Elistine, tries to cash in the chips, tried to turn the corner. Elistine gets chopped down in the box. As his delivery to Gibert and Big Mo, my mistake, gets chopped down in the box. Throw in here from Paul to Williams, back to Paul, looking for some service. Faulkner scoops it off the turf on the short hop. Tough to deal with, but he did well. Thrown out does the Valdosta keeper. Collision with Giacomini over here on the near side. The old turf monster gets him, and Braden Paul cleans it up. And the Valdosta player goes starfish like he has for the third or fourth time tonight. Has our mystery man. Are you okay with him being a man of mystery, Ben? Or what's your take on this Shadow Realm player, number 3 here for Valdosta? We still don't know his identity. Who are you?
It adds to the intrigue around the match.
Yeah?
You can, look, any other game around the world, you could know every player, but only here can a man be a cipher.
A man of mystery. The Enigma. As we go water break here, second half. We're going to break into the archives, see what we can't see. If we can have any fruitful results. I'm going back in previous matches, Ben, and I can't find a number 3 anywhere. Like I'm back 3 weeks ago, and there's number 3, so this Ghost Man is the real deal. Gripping commentary, I'm sure, for those viewers at home or those driving around town listening to 93.3 Real Talk Radio.
It's always exciting when the podcast or radio host Googles something.
Yeah, gripping, right? Isn't that what you're here for? A reminder that there is a mute button. So if this is just triggering for you, go ahead and hit the mute button. Enjoy the stream. It's not for everybody. As we have a resumption here from the water break, and it looks like our starfish mystery man is popped back up.
Should we call him the Enigma?
The Enigma.
The Enigma
Who's-
goes to take the throw-in.
Whose name is that in the NBA? You up on the NBA, Ben?
I am not.
There's somebody whose name is the Enigma, but I don't watch enough ball to know who. We're back off and away here with soccer. Back on the stream here as this one's dumped back on this near sideline. Little individual class here from Lopez. Jerry says he's seen enough shenanigans, and he'll clear that one out of play. It'll be a Valdosta throw-in about 45 yards from their goal. Of course, on the defending half here for TSC. Throw-in gets going, touch. Here they say by Valdosta. And so to be good for a Tallahassee throw in. Yeah, I'm not seeing number 3 anywhere. Long ball is going to skip through. Luckily, Big Mo's in the area. Drops it off back for Paul. Centering, looking for Sato. Also had Team Jerry in the box as well. Spilled out of play, does well to keep it back in. Zuri gets a header in. Another touch for him on the substitution. Osborne was the one giving chase to that one for Valdosta. Now Tallahassee back on it. Here's a Charleston chipper. Threads it through to Sato. Shot on target. Faulkner does really well for Valdosta to keep that one out of the back of the net. Would have been number 8.
Yeah, great stuff from Jerry there to create that chance. And very nearly Sato had the goal, but good goalkeeping there from Faulkner. It is now a Tallahassee corner kick. The referee just going to issue a little talking to one of the Valdosta defenders.
Yeah, it's about that time in the match. Centering ball. Elistine going to be met out here by Valdosta. Will be a throw in here for Tallahassee. He'll drop it back to Ciafini, 35 yards from goal. Cuts it back. The Mount St. Mary's man. Back to the Rickards Raider. Crossfield pass to Giacomini. 30 yards from goal. Service into the box, looking for Big Mo. And it looks like it was touched by Valdosta on its way out. And will be a corner kick here for Tallahassee on the near side.
Shot taken quickly. Ellerstein stinging the palms of the goalkeeper.
Look out.
Mo takes down the Enigma.
Yes.
Valdosta preparing a substitute. Looks to be Udi Duvergel, excuse me.
And I mean, even Valdosta's social media. I'm on the VFC Instagram trying to find this mystery man. And only they have 10 starters. Without, take a guess which number, Ben?
Trace.
The 3, the tray, the triple. 81st minute here from G-Cox Stadium. Taken away, good swipe there by Hunter. Looking to launch the counterattack. Mo lays it off here for Ellerstein, who's been very active since entering the game here in the second half. Threads it through in the area of Williams / Mo. It'll be taken away. Valdosta, an opportunity to counter here. Forward ball. Spun back in, but unsuccessful as Tallahassee will clear the table. Nice little 1-2 coming out of the back here with Ellerstein. Slides through here to Sato. Great ball to Mo. He's got Paul on the back. Here comes Williams on a run, and Big Mo takes a great rip. Faulkner, to his credit, another good save. And, 7-1, I think a lot of people would just dump on the keeper or, put a lot of blame automatically there. But when called upon, Faulkner's had some really nice saves. It could easily be double digits right now.
Oh, it really could. He's done a good job tonight. Don't be fooled by the scoreboard.
Evidently, it's Delroy Matisse who's listed on our sheet as number 5. He is the Enigma, number 3. Back post service on the 6-yard box. Oh, get on the bike! Yakumini towers it over the top. So thank you to the chat. The chat provides. Once again, Ben. Delroy Matisse. Shout out to the mystery man. The Enigma. The unsolvable puzzle that is now solved. That's what the chat does. When's the last time you were watching any high-profile game, Ben, where the announcers didn't know who was on the field and the people in the chat provided some constructive feedback there?
Yeah, these big-time broadcasts from like ESPN and Fox have sideline reporters and
Gross.
people
Multiple
who look
camera angles.
Yeah.
Gross.
But we keep it real here. We've got one camera angle and one computer to Google things.
It's true. And it's different from the one that's broadcasting, thank goodness. A fitting partner in Real Talk Radio, WVFT. Thanks for coming aboard with us for the terrestrial radio people. Or streaming here on TSC Live, whether you're coming from the 850 or Wintersville / the Azalea City / elsewhere in the world. Ciafini, Yakumini, what a connection there. Beautiful service from the Argentinian, and it almost got dunked home near post. Beautiful connection there.
Yeah, it was a great snap header. It really did all he could with that. That's difficult to do at the near post.
Ooh. And Yakumini's found himself a little offensive flavor here tonight. He's got the opportunity to go forward, and then especially on set pieces, he's usually kind of, not to say put back on the shelf, right, and just be back there on that back line, but hasn't had as many opportunities, it seems, all season almost as he has here tonight. Take advantage of it, young man. I like it. Look, he's doing it again. He said, Ciafini, cover me. I'm going up. I'm doing work. And he's sprinting towards the box, him and Hunter. Zuri's like, well, I'm the only defender left, so I guess I'll hang out here. Back in towards the center circle in between the Rickards and Lincoln Trojan line up here. I think everybody saw what Ciafini did in that last free kick. And they're like, man, I want a piece of that if the Argentinian's going to be serving that up. 25 yards from goal, going into the 6-yard box, looking once again. Great job of tracking that one down. Love the hustle. Ciafini's going to get it all the way to DeCoke. He's going to long ball it here in the area of Hunter, who's up at the forward position. Here off that free kick. Tries to save, but a little too strong. And so be out for a Valdosta throw. About 20 yards from their goal. A little more fluidity to the formation here.
Yeah, you're up 7-1, 5 minutes plus stoppage time to go. You can be a little flexible. DeCoke's not even hanging out in the penalty box anymore.
Nah.
No rules.
Yeah, add 6 more. Well, as it stands, they'd be adding 6 more to the goal differential, which, if Pensacola and Sowegans play ball, could give Tallahassee a chance at the 1 and/or the 2 seed. Though I think the odds makers would have Tallahassee going in 3rd. As they have a player kind of come up gimpy here for Valdosta, holding their right ankle, right foot. Looks to be Razak, number 4. He's going to limp through and play on. Do we have a substitution pending? It looks like for Valdosta. Looks like Osborne to come in. And he will come in for the injured player, Razak. Osborne, number 18, in for Valdosta. Here for Tallahassee, up by 6 at home. 87th minute right now. Playoffs starting next week. They'll have the weekend off.
Ball boys a little overeager there. We only need 1 ball, fellas.
Well, they wanted to make sure they get the job done. That's the Scouts' way. Of course, we got the local scout troop coming here from the Big Bend area. Help grilling up some dogs here tonight. Ball boy services. The through ball gets played for Valdosta, but offside. Goal will not count. The good little run and finish there. I believe it was Lee Duvergel on that one for Valdosta. DeCoke will get us going once again, about 30 yards from goal. Him and Ciafini. So the formation has ebbed and changed. Jerry's going to hang out and kind of fall into a right center back. Ciafini's going to be that left center back. Giacomini's going to be outside left. Zuri's going to be outside right. Midfield is really kind of free-flowing as we cycle this one in. Defended well here by Tallahassee inside the box. And here's Matisse. The Enigma with a shot attempt. It'll spill out, partially deflected out for a corner kick here for Valdosta.
Chance for them to get a second goal and restore the 5-goal difference that has marked this series so far this year.
Yeah, could get a repeat of match day 1 for both teams.
A little mirror image.
7-2. As this one, a header shades off the back post, and your wish was almost granted, Mr. Grubbs.
Well, I wouldn't say it was my wish.
89th minute. Kind of seemed like it was your wish, though. DeCoke will take this one as the last 45 seconds. A little more interesting than the majority of the second half for him. Braden Paul centers this one up to Sato. Threaded through back for Team Jerry. Ciafini. Giacomini. Good service here. Gets through. Hunter looks like he's playing up top. He stayed. I love that switch. Got the green light. He's just been hanging out there on the attacking front. It looks like with Williams and Elistine.
Well, it's the last chance to put your name on the score sheet, at least in the regular season.
Right, correct. The scoreline to continue. Throw in on the far side, 50 yards from goal. Takeaway here for Valdosta around midfield. Try to switch it here on the ground, but scooped out well by Braden Paul. Now looking to counter. It's a 4-on-5 if they want to run it. Cuts it back here, Sato, Williams. And a little miscommunication there as Valdosta looking to take away and counter. Will be out for Tallahassee throwing.
Just waiting now to see how much stoppage time.
Throw in here to Big Mo. Does well to win the header. Get it back to Jerry. Sato, Williams, Mo. Really well done here from Tallahassee on the link-up play. Sliding effort coming in here from Lopez. They'll hold this one up and it'll probably go in the book for that. Referee searching for it and is. It's been a relatively, compared to a lot of the other games, low-carded affair here between Valdosta and Tallahassee for their third date.
Well, compared to our last home game, anything would seem like a low-carded game.
Anything less than 15 cards I don't want to be a part of, man. I'm just over here stewing.
Yeah, we've got 8 goals in this game, but only two bookings. That's unacceptable.
There you go. Back post service corner of the 6-yard box. There's Giacomini, a chance for it. Faulkner once again steps up, big save. For number 22 in between the posts. Williams looking to go quickly. The left-footed in-swinger. I think Ellenstein wants to take the corner. And it looks like stoppage time will be 1 minute here tonight, and we are all final 7-1. Tallahassee, the largest spread that they've beaten Valdosta by this season, and that is 6 goals. Here, aggregate score count 19-3 in favor of the Battle Lions in this matchup. And Valdosta will finish the season on 3 points. Tallahassee will finish their regular season. Here, Ben, what's lucky number now?
25.
25, baby. So an opportunity, depending on what happens with Pensacola Academy. That game allegedly took place earlier today. And then, of course, tomorrow, really interesting one to watch. I'm pretty confident about Pensacola's feed, as I believe they host Sowegans. That going on 8:15 tomorrow, a pre-4th of July special out on the Emerald Coast. Ben, thoughts as we're final here?
Nice little capper to the regular season. Plenty of goals, especially in that first half. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them in the first half. One of the 7th goals, Mr. Diego Sanchez got us started off in just the 2nd minute. Then Connor Perry followed up in the 10th. Braden Paul in the 30th. Sanchez repeated the act later in the first half, and then it was a hat trick from Audie Jepson in the 44th and 45th minute. That 44th minute goal, his first of the season. We and the PA announcer didn't even have time to announce his first goal before he'd already gotten his second. And then Jepson, of course, finished off the hat trick in the 58th minute. Lee Duvergel getting Valdosta on the scoreboard in the 52nd minute. Overall, makes it a 7-1 victory. The biggest victory over Valdosta on the season. Of course, they started off with a 7-2 victory on the road, and then followed it up with a 5-0 victory on June 7th, that right here at Gene Cox Stadium. So you could look at this and, 7-1 win, nothing crazy. No, we are improving. We're getting even better at dominating.
Allegedly, as far as the scores are concerned. Ben, if you had to give a player of the game, who are you giving it to?
I think Mr. Jepson's a good shout. It's he had the hat trick. How can you say anyone else?
Audie. Yeah, no argument for me here. A lot of great performances around. As Tallahassee headed towards the postseason, and that's the matter of intrigue of why we keep clamoring on about this Union 10 game, is because we're trying to figure out where everybody's falling into place. Tallahassee now cementing themselves. That's start of the day today. That was our point standings. Of course, that is since changed. Tallahassee and Opera 25. Who knows what happened with Union 10? Because you start thinking of who's hosting and who's hitting the road. And as we know in lower league soccer, that can be a huge swing depending on which sides you're in. So something to keep an eye on here, because these are all final. The teams above the line are locked in. We know these four, but the winner of the East will host, the winner of the West will host. Union 10 has clinched the West, but they have not clinched the number 1 seed, nor has Pensacola or Tallahassee, and those are actually flipped, so that's my mistake. Pensacola is 2.7. They should be showing you first here through 9 matches. Tallahassee will finish the season on 2.5, so these were all start of the day. So we referenced the other games going on, and you see those 2 highlighted that will go a long way in determining what everything looks like as we go final here down the stretch for the playoff picture. As you can see, Wednesday we'll have both the semifinals, and then Saturday, so Wednesday the 9th we'll have the semifinals, and then Saturday the 12th will be our championship. That's what we're going to look like here. So, start of the day, that's what we would have had. Tallahassee at Union 10 going over to Daphne, and then GAFA going out to the east, their east, to Pensacola. Winners to meet in the final. That's what your start of the day bracket looked like, and I think how most people would project it going forward, unless some shenanigans from Sowegans or Pensacola Academy. If either of those teams gets a draw, that's going to shake up the standings, and that will jump Tallahassee up. How far they go, we shall see, because it's key. So it feels like it may be semantics, but you look at it, if Tallahassee, even if they finished second in the East, but they were able to tie Union 10, beat them on goal differential, that would give them an opportunity, of course, to come back with some, or I guess it really only changes it if they leapfrog Pensacola. And then if Union 10 and Tallahassee were to meet in that situation in the championship, then Tallahassee would host based on that tiebreaker. So that's why it matters. Potential home games down the line. Obviously, if they got up to second, it wouldn't really make a difference, except for if Pensacola was playing ball. And then XYZ, we have all these harebrained scenarios that are unwinding. So I was trying to focus on the East, and to keep it simple, well, these are the equations that we had going on here today. So, determining what's next for Tallahassee, these were the results. So, now we can just put a line through the bottom 6 entries here. If we want to kind of keep this simple, what this means, what's developing here. Of course, our radio audience, I think, has taken a ride out of here, so thank you for joining us here at the 98.3. Be well. Thanks again to John and the gang here for putting us on for the 2025 season. Potentially more to come with the playoffs, but we'll keep you posted on that. But back to this graphic for those of you who are on YouTube, of course, for TSC Live. So now we're dealing with these top 3 scenarios. So if Pensacola wins, they win the East. If they don't win, Tallahassee wins the East.
I like the sound of that.
That's about as simple as we can make it here. If we wanted to incorporate Union 10, then we have to get into some wild goal differential stuff as we kind of unpack that further, of course. But they took care of business against Valdosta, and we'll see if Sowegans can make things a little interesting for us. I don't know. They might be a little bitter. Of course, coming off of that game, I don't know if that's good for us or bad for us. What do you think, Ben?
I don't know. And if you look at the results, the previous 2 results that Pensacola and Sowegans have had, it's 4-0 victory for Pensacola, but then only 1-0 victory, and you saw Sowegans tied us. So, maybe they're still mad about losing out on that victory. They could, who knows, maybe they'll carry through and do us a solid and take down Pensacola or get a point.
There you go. Just need one.
Just need one.
Don't need all. I mean, go get all of them if you want. That's cool with me, too, either way. But that's what the picture of the playoffs has here for you today. But if everything goes as projected, that's what we're looking at. Tallahassee hitting the road on Wednesday, next Wednesday, GAFA hitting the road, and then we'll see how things develop. Anything before we put a bow on this one as we illustrate in a roundabout manner, as always, Ben, kind of the finale of this chapter of the season into the next chapter ahead of us?
I think we should just highlight how great of a regular season it's been for Tallahassee. 25 points for 2025. Only one loss and one draw on the results sheet, but other than that, a lot of wins, and not just wins, big wins. Like we talked about during the broadcast, he had a 7-2, a 6-1, a 4-1, a 5-0, 4-0, 9-0, and then a 7-1 tonight. When Tallahassee won, it was often, and it was dominating.
Absolutely, and you suspected this is going to be a really big-ticket offensive team, but what did the back line look like? How was the defensive side going to be? And could we get Pensacola? Those were the couple questions coming into the season. Obviously, I thought the back line's been great. Couldn't get Pensacola aggregate, but we did steal one against them, so progress, right? But those are going to be the big dogs, and I thought Tallahassee handled the pressure well because the dynamic of the approach changed vastly. In 2024, and really anything before this year, Tallahassee was the underdog. They were kind of the bottom part of the league, trying to surge themselves up, trying to make the breakthrough into those elites. Narrative has changed. A lot of changes here from Louisiana down to Miami in this lower league soccer sphere. Part of it had to get away from the old league, had to do it. And so now, power dynamic, they're one of the top dogs here. How do you handle the pressure of being a top dog? How do you transition from taking care of teams pretty easily and then going battle into Pensacola? And then similarly, how do we do this? We'll probably end up playing Union 10 the way it's playing out. How do we take a big result here against a tough Union 10 team? Which, interestingly enough, Union 10 did not play Pensacola nor Tallahassee in the regular season.
So we don't really have a good comparison. We've got a couple other results that we can compare, but when you're talking about the top three teams that we really have here, not a result you can really look towards.
Yeah, to me the cleanest comparison we have is GAFA FC, but we haven't played them.
Yes.
We saw how Pensacola dealt with them, and they gave them trouble. GAFA gave Union 10 trouble, and so we're like, okay, this is kind of our big four, which we kind of factored in. I think most people projected those top four. I think that was kind of the viewpoint. You thought it was going to be Pensacola, Tallahassee. You knew GAFA was going to be up there. And then kind of that fourth team to me was the Academy and Union 10. Union 10 really seized the opportunity, came in strong. And they're rolling. So we'll see. We'll see the old strength of schedule conversation, Ben, which I know those college football fans absolutely love. Rolling with that one. Anything else before we get out of here?
Excited for the playoffs. Let's go.
Absolutely. So hopefully we'll get a playoff match here at home. If we do, hopefully we'll be here. If not, this is probably the end of the road here, last broadcast of the season. So thank you for being with us, whether you're just tuning in for your team or you've been with us or your family. Here of one of the TSC players from out of town. Thank you. Gracias. Whatever thank you is in your native tongue, as we've got a real international flair here for Tallahassee. We want to express that gratitude to you. Thank you for coming aboard with us. All the best going forward, and keep supporting your battle lines. Bigger things to come here for the future. Growing franchise, growing league. Really excited for the rest of this year, and man, then all of a sudden we can start talking 2026. But anything else before we close this one down, Ben?
Like we said, good finish to the season. Like to see, you made progress against an opponent you'd seen before. Could easily have let it slip. Oh, we've got this in the bag. But, yeah, great to see them finishing strong to end the year.
There you go. Touchdown all around. So for Ben Grubbs, Natalie Everett, Andrew Jupe, thanks for coming aboard with us. Be well. Have a great rest of the year, and stay tuned. Maybe we'll just maybe get that Union 10 score. Be well.